Okay, we're back. This is Omni. We're still working on Heroes and Heroines, the campaign, the GoFundMe campaign to gain the funds necessary. This is a fundraiser to gain the funds necessary to purchase. Maybe I was thinking previously when I first built it that I might just get a slot for me and 23 other souls in the one that was in South Dakota. But then, of course, I learned, if you go on the site, terravivos.com, that there are a number of bunkers throughout the world, in different destinations. So if I were wealthy enough, wouldn't I plot it so that I would have space in each one of the series of types of bunkers? Of course I would, right? That's how I think. Exercise and eat fresh foods and vitamins as often as possible. I mean, that's just generally, that's for me. I'm not shooting on you. It's just something that I have as part of my daily plan for health and well-being. You can convince yourself on any daily basis. You can heal yourself by healing your mind, emotions, body, spirit. All of those things are connected by telling yourself in the present tense, I am perfectly healthy here and now. I am perfectly healthy here and now. You will find yourself vibrating on that frequency. People say, well, we're not perfect. We have flaws. But your mind doesn't know that. You tell your mind that you are feeling perfectly healthy, and your body will take up that perfect health. It's convinced by what you believe to be true, not what somebody else told you to be true. So if people are wandering around telling you, that you're always going to be sick because you're human, they're bullshitting you. They just don't know the truth. I'm telling you the facts, all right? So, visualize and feel yourself already as a zillionaire. What is a zillionaire? Somebody who has inestimably large quantities of wealth. And we're not talking about money, we're talking about everything. Food, air, the senses, everything that you can possibly conceive of, you could have in one single lifetime in some form. At least we humans are able to do that. Who knows what the other races are able to do? We're not them, right? So for me, it was visualize and feel yourself already as a zillionaire, the ultra supreme being of the omniverse. What is the omniverse? Think about, maybe if you haven't read comic books, I grew up on comic books, watching movies, science fiction, fantasy, all that stuff. It's part of the matrix of what makes me who I am and why I'm able to believe and conceive of these things to the ultra degree, right? The ultra supreme being. If you think about a supreme being, you could think Christ was a supreme being. They considered him to be the supreme being of his time. He was a Superman, the Uberman. Obviously, if we're now here in the present, and that was 2,000 years ago, we should have made some advances in the last 2,000 years. So, of course, you have to aim beyond what's already been done by our previous ancestors, especially if they were alive 2,000 years ago. Do you think you can't make advancements in 2,000 years? That's just crazy, right? You gotta make advancements. You gotta move into the time, right? Be in the present. So mine was to be a zillionaire, inconceivably wealthy. I feel that, on a day when I'm not feeling any illnesses like I am right now. I feel perfectly healthy in a state of wealth on all levels, all possible levels. A whole color wheel that makes me up. My energetic field, my continuum is worth zillions. I feel that I am worth zillions to myself. It doesn't matter whether you conceive of me to be a zillionaire. You're not living in my coordinates, right? So, thinking about perfect health, smiling, laughing, orgasming, singing, living, and making love with pleasurable sensations coursing through your entire being. So I would try to put myself in this vibrational state on a daily basis. I would just hum or sing or smile, like when you smile, these chemicals go through your face, they go through your body, your brain creates these chemicals associated with the posture that you have. So if you're hunched over and you're uncomfortable or you're twisted up, then that's what you're going to be putting in terms of your vibration. So like if you think about yourself as an electromagnetic, an organic electromagnetic mirrored and mirrorless prism, a form of energy that's made up of negatives, neutrals, and positives, you can will yourself into any position, right? Envision yourself using mastery of psychic abilities, owning and living in ultra heavenly paradises, purifying and cleansing the 144 minor and 12 major chakras of planet Earth, communing with the omniverse and chronicling your life's odyssey via video blogs, songs, design dreams, and being in concerts, sharing your gifts and your value with all, right? Conceive, design, and write songs and dreams from a positive mental attitude. kept pausing over this idea, thinking about summum bonum. My name is Omni. It's a Latin name which I have chosen. It's legal. And I've had it for a long time. I've had a number of names. I changed my name a number of times, but I was looking at a vibration that matched up with the idea of utilizing, tapping into, and harnessing not just 100% of my brain, but a zillion% of my being. That's what a zillionaire does. They utilize a zillion% of everything, all the zillion dimensions. So, it's kind of questioning if you're made up of negatives, neutrals, and positives. Should you predominantly be aiming at any one of the three? Doesn't that kind of put you off balance? I've questioned that for year after year after year. Sometimes you find yourself inevitably being negative or inevitably being neutral. Is that necessarily a state that I choose? Well, I don't know. We'll get back into that at another time, right? The chakras of the world, there are certain power spots, we call them whirling vortexes, centers of energy, right? These call them gateways. We have them in our bodies, we have them on all the different levels of our being. Some people think that there's just the 7 main that are in the column, and then there are those that are in the feet, there are those that are in the arm, and there are those that go shooting up into the sky. But just think, don't limit yourself to a certain number. That's just foolishness. If you're connected to everything, you have an infinite number of chakras. How about that? If you're really connected to everything, that's what omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence is. It means you're tapped into omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. Anything you can conceive of in some form, you can experience, right? Do you understand that? Okay. So, alright, in communing with the Omniverse, I've described what the Omniverse is, chronicling your life's odyssey. Alright, so conceive, design, and write songs. Did we already do? Alright, so we were talking about the positive mental attitude. Well, for me, I grew up thinking I wanted to be heroes. So, you want heroes to be positive. You want them to uplift your spirits, to give you hope and to give you optimism, right? You want them to sing songs, and you want to think of them as playful creatures, playful beings, magical, miraculous, mythical, legendary, epic, right? So I was in line with that idea of being in the positive mental attitude. Well emotionalized with the full spectrum of pleasures in all conceivable and feelable gradients, and share them. Because you can't get something for nothing, right? Giving energy, you get energy back. You put yourself in a situation, a challenge, where you take the greatest risk that you can possibly take. Then you get that energy back. If you're just taking a little tiny risk, then you get a little reward. It doesn't feel like anything happened, right? So if you're risking it all, if you're risking your life in the present for anything, that's your calling. Whatever it is you're willing to lay your life down for, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, a family, a concept, it doesn't really matter what it is. Whatever it is you're willing to put your all into the present, just paying attention to me, you're putting your all into the moment by concentrating on me, on this wavelength that we are sharing. It's synergistic, right? So if I'm feeling a zillion%, if I'm feeling a zillion%, if I'm at that wavelength and you're communing with me, then you too are charged up with this sensation of tapping into and harnessing a zillion% of your being and 100% of your brain and everything that's attached to that, right? Okay. So, once again, just to recap, it is Tuesday, the 16th of June, 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Roger Williams Park, Temple of Music. We're just going through the plan right now, and eventually we will get to some of it is poetry, some of it is stories, but it doesn't follow the normal format because we got to remember we're updating things, right? It doesn't follow the normal format of preface, prologue, story, epilogue, which I grew up on, and I like those ideas. And Hollywood and a lot of modern day storytellers like to use the 3-story act structure, right? There is an opening. In chess we have an opening, we have a middle game, we have an end game. In stories we have an act 1, act 2, act 3. We can expand that, we can condense that, we can have 1 act, we can have no acts. I personally was like, well, I want to kind of slide in and out of those ideas. I want to do something anomalous, something kind of random. So some of it would be like an intro, some of it would be somewhat like a preface, some prologue, some middle, there would be an inciting incident. The inciting incident, well, we're all experiencing it. We don't even need to discuss it, right? So 9. When asked for help, give it if possible, and if it will cause you no harm. So in the course of your 24 hours or however many hours you're conscious in a day, someone, an animal, some living creature comes to you in your path, in your sphere of influence, and bids you, give me aid, give me help. If it's not going to harm you in your day and your resources, your family, your allies, whatever, your friends, you can take a moment to contemplate whether you want to share of your resources. I think it's important that whatever it is that you've been given, the gift of the present is a gift, and you can share that gift of your resources with someone else. That's that, right? So treat people and living beings as if they are the most important entities alive. Why? Because everyone wants to be significant. Everyone wants to feel important, not ignored. If you ignore people, you turn your back on them, they'll do whatever it takes to get your attention, whether it's a negative, whether they use negatives, neutrals, or positives. Some people are capable of using all three simultaneously, or some entities are capable of using all three simultaneously. I believe that I am. I could even say that I know that I am. Okay. And 11, concentrate on maintaining a positive mental attitude and making no complaints about anything. Right? So if you can somehow master your life to a degree where you're from the beginning of the day, which is your beginning of your day is actually your dreams. That's the way that I conceive it. So you're in bed, your body's asleep, or your body's resting, breathing very deeply. You're in delta, theta, gamma, lambda. Some people go even further than that, right? So you're in that state, you're dreaming, you become lucid, you're asking yourself in your dream, am I awake? Am I dreaming? And you realize, yes, I'm awake, but I'm in a dream, right? So that's the start of your day. So if you become lucid in the day, you think about what was your end game, what's the total destiny for your life, what is the message that your life has to do. I was saying my life was about a zillion percent. Right? A zillion percent. And being an ultra-natural force, right? An ultra-natural force, because super had already been done. I was like, well, if you've already done hyper, if you've already done mega, if you've already done all these states or vibrations that are in a hierarchy, in terms of our language, using the Latin language and you using English, we do have a hierarchical structure, right? It definitely goes around in waves in different directions, but ultra is to the furthest degree that I could conceive of, at least within the vocabulary that I use, right? Okay. So my idea was that, as I evolve, if I'm mastering my life, I can prove my mastery of life by maintaining a positive mental attitude, regardless of what positive, negative, neutral, or forces surround me on a daily basis. So I'm adapting, I'm like a Marine. I'm adapting, I'm improving, I'm improvising in the moment in order to survive, thrive, and prevail. Okay? Okay, so there was more, I guess, treat people, concentrate on maintaining a positive mental attitude, acquire the highest quality all-terrain vehicle available, and build an impregnable, fully stocked survival bunker. See, we're back to the survival bunker. I already wrote about this, I conceived about it, I studied it for years, got all the gear you could possibly imagine for every conceivable disaster. Tsunamis, an opening of a black hole, asteroids, destroying the planet, nuclear warfare, zombies coming out of everywhere, all this stuff that Hollywood is conceived of. I conceived of some sort of gear, something that I could train myself to do, like I'm an athlete that has played almost every game except maybe highlight, I can physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally do all of those things, right? So I'm trained and I have the external gear, literally, like I have an Omnium wardrobe, every color that you can think of, I own. Okay, that's just something. All right, so the survival bunker. That's what this is about. That's what this fundraising is about. Not just for me, because I'm just one member of the species. It's for the people that are are attracted to the values that I share, right? So we share the same values. You know, we're idealistic on some level. Each one of us would be somewhat idealistic because, you know, you're facing this calamity, this cataclysmic global thing, this end game. It is an end game in a sense, but someone must survive. That should be us, right? That's what we're aiming at. Build and live at a place called Ultra Heavenly Paradise. That's whichever bunker I find myself at in the future, and I know that I'll make my way there to one of them, a survival bunker where I'll probably live out till the rest of my resources are tapped out. I'm gonna call it Ultra Heavenly Paradise. So the people who are attracted to living with me, I asked you in the beginning, what's in it for you? What's in it for me? What's in it for us? Well, we're gonna be spending time together. You know, very intimate time. 24 of us, right? So you will be spending time with me. I'm sharing with you who I am, the nature of my character, so you get an idea of who you'll be spending time with, right? And who owns the bunker is going to be in my name. Don't kid yourself. There has to be one person who has the last say. That's me. If you can't get on board with that, obviously you won't be living under the same roof with me. Another 13, attract a circle of allies with various talents born under each of the zodiac signs, both males and females. So I was thinking about that for years. I was thinking a bigger number might be 100. So if that were true, I could convince more people or persuade more people to purchase slots in those other bunkers that immediately surround the one that I'm living at with hopefully like a complementary partner, a female. Obviously I'm heterosexual, a complementary partner, a partner who is an equal, that I can conceive of as an equal, right? And it says that, partner with a partner, female who is adaptable, compatible, and complementary with your ever-changing vibrational states. See, I'm just reiterating what I think about on a daily basis and what you would find me discussing. If you were, inhabiting a bunker with me, these concepts would come up again and again and again. Negatives, neutrals, positives, zillion dimension, omniverse, dream game reality, right? So what is a dream game? If you think about your life consciously today in the perspective of that it is all a dream, but it's also a game, then games are built for fun, right? For amusement, for you to enjoy on some level and to go through these pleasurable states, which we will use some keywords later on in this discussion that will allow you to gain some focus. You can look up the definitions. I'm not going to take the time now to explain the definitions because you've got your own. If you're able to watch this video, you're probably able to have the technology to look up the vocabulary yourself. So I'm not going to spend time wasting time on that today. All right. So use dream foresight to invest. I already told you I have prophetic dreams, so I figured I must be able to take advantage of this ability to remember my dreams, these prophetic dreams, and if I can make those dreams self-fulfilling prophecies, then that vibration that I attain from having a self-designed ultra heavenly paradise in the dream then reflects itself outward externally. So internally I designed this ultra heavenly paradise, which is a vibrational state wherein I'm experiencing the negatives, neutrals, and positives, but all of them in a way that is allows me to feel elation, euphoria, bliss, ecstasy, happiness, all the gradients of the positive vibrational states, the ultra highest positive vibrational states, right? So each day, you use dream foresight to invest, increase contributions to society, and improve the services that you provide to the entire world, to the entire universe, to the entire omniverse. So like your universe can fit into a multiverse, and that multiverse can fit into an omniverse. The omniverse means all song or all songs or all vibrations. We're all living in vibrations. So essentially you could say the omniverse encapsulates the zillion dimensions of vibrations. Right? The electromagnetic spectrum. Each day ask a question of the omniverse. For you, it might be the world, God, the goddess, chi, ki, prana. We already went over this. Each day ask a question of the omniverse which involves receiving and remembering a dream with regards to its answer or fulfillment. So before whatever time you decide you're going to rest and you're going to go into dreamland, whether you're going to do it lucidly or just going to allow yourself to dream, whatever the state of consciousness is, you're going to ask yourself, the omniverse, God, goddess, etc., for an answer to a specific question or some sensation that fulfills some wish or goal the attainment of some goal or the fulfillment of some wish, some desire, etc. And so if you're doing that before you're slipping into a different consciousness, state of consciousness, you're moving from beta to alpha to delta to theta to gamma to lambda, etc. Right? Ask a question, and whatever it is that you feel or conceive of when you come back from that state of mind, write it down, record it, relate it to a friend, mull it over in your head. And make this a daily habit, which will be to your advantage. You can insist on literal answers that will be obvious to you instantly as a clear answer. So if you say to yourself, the omniverse, to yourself, dreams, etc., that my goal is I want to be a zillionaire. I want to be immeasurably wealthy on all levels of my being, perfectly healthy, adaptable, improving, facing each challenge, as it comes to me in the here and now, that I am extremely present, give me a way, a pathway, a dream that realizes this. And so whatever it is, the dream that you experience, then you're taking that inversion and you're making it extroverted, right? You're extroverting it. Okay. So that's that. All right. That's 21 minutes. We're gonna cut it there, and then we're gonna go into the next video. Namaste all. All right.